Hello, this is the CRT man here. So, on April 13th, 2018, my iMac G5 number 2 decided to to partially die. It didn't really die, but it was like you start it up, it shows a little Apple thing, and then you get to the blue screen where the mouse pops up before you boot into Mac OS X 10.4.11 Tiger. I said that so fast. 10.4.11 Tiger, and it doesn't actually get past that blue screen. So I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, it was just working the previous day, and that was my birthday. And in fact, it was still basically that same day. It was like 12 in the morning on Friday the 13th, because my birthday is April 12th. But, yeah, so I was getting kind of upset. I'm like, okay, well, maybe this is something, maybe, I don't know. And then I tried it the next day. I'm like, okay, it's still doing this. I mean, I tried it on the 13th, after 12 in the morning. I tried it. It didn't work still. It still did that blue screen where I could move the mouse around, but it wouldn't get past that. I tried to, I think it's Apple S or hold option or something to get past that. It didn't work either. So I'm like, okay, well, I had zero software issues with this thing for the longest time, so I'm like, I know it's not a software problem. And so, I haven't taken the back cover off of this thing in a long time. So I did, and I had 4 bad capacitors. I'm like, God damn it. That's the same way that my G5 number 1 died, which is over here, still dead. This is never coming back to life. It's a parts machine. So what I started to do was maybe like a week, or not a week, a few days ago, since this is a parts machine, this one only had 2 bad capacitors. But back when it first died, since this one was still kind of working, or I'm not kind of, it was working, because that was back in 2014. When this one died, I'm like, well, I just want to see how to take this thing apart, just for the heck of it, because I have another one. This was the one I used as a kid all the time. This was the one that my mom and my sister and stuff kind of used until they stopped using it, and then I took it over. But this was my original one in my room in 2005. So, yeah, and like I said, I regret parting this one out. This was actually the better unit. It's always been the better unit. It had the faster hard drive, which is right here, which I put that into this one when this one died. It was always faster. The fans were a bit quieter. The fans are right there. The fans from this one are down here. This is like the junk area. I'm trying to open that little Connect 4 thing, but I don't remember how to do that. So yeah, when this one died, I pretty much just parted it out. I did it very, I manhandled the thing. So I broke these 2 wires that go to that little modem thing, whatever that this little box is, because I don't have a small enough torque screw to get that off. But anyway, I took 2 good capacitors from this, because this one only had 2 bad ones. Like, this would have been a super easy fix. But I was tired of this machine because I kept getting kernel panics, and then it just died. Like, it just wouldn't even power up. And I think at the same time, the power supply went out, and that was like my 3rd damn power supply. So I was kind of just done with this machine. So I parted out 2 good caps, 6.3 volts, 1800 microfarads, and, I parted out 4 good caps, and they're actually right here. They're right here. I managed to desolder them with this Weller 60-watt soldering iron and this little standard solder sucker. It kind of sucks. Get it? No, really, it's not that good. But pause. I'm sorry, I've been watching too much Dashy. Also, I tested out my desoldering skills, which I have 0. I'm terrible at desoldering. To get the bad ones, I tested out on 2 bad ones. This one wasn't blown. It was only like this because I had to use pliers, and it was already opening, so it just popped. But, and then, yeah, here's a leaky one. They were just leaky. They didn't really explode. So, like I said, they only look like that because I had to pry them open. But there's like 6 bad caps in here because there's the 4 from this one, and then there's 2 from this one. And when I was first doing it, this one, I kind of scratched up the board a little bit. Not too bad, but a little bit. So, but I managed to get those out with, like, kind of no problems. I mean, it took me a bit at first, but once I was pulling them out, I was pulling them out. No problems on that. So yeah, so then that's how I got these 4 out. So then I was pretty nervous because, now it was the real deal. It's going to you know, pull the bad ones out of this one, and then, you know, get it prepared to put the good ones, these 4 good ones right here. So so the problem is, for some reason, the capacitors, the bad caps in this one were a lot more stubborn to get out than this one. And, you know, I was using pliers, you know, desoldering, all that stuff. But the freaking, like, when I was pulling the legs out, like, on 2 capacitors, the negative side leg, like, ripped off of the freaking capacitor. Like, I was just so upset. Like, in fact, I have it right here. The legs, the leads, like, got pulled off. I managed to pull the other lead out of the board, you know, desoldering, and then the second one, I was trying to do the same thing, and then, like, the lead that had already been broke in half on the board. I'm just like, okay, for real, how the hell did I get 6 damn capacitors out of this one with no problem, and this is the junk board, which, you know, it may still be good, but I'm treating it as a junk board. And then the main board, the one that I want to fix, the damn lead gets stuck. And then, and that should be right about, I want to say in this one of the leads is, yeah, I can see it right there. It's like the lead is still in the hole, like all the way, and I can't get that out. And I think there was one up here that's doing the same deal. And for some reason, my soldering iron does not like to melt the joints on the back of this thing. I don't feel like flipping it over right now, so sorry. Maybe I'll show that next time. But it doesn't like to melt that stuff too well. Like, I try to get it melted and then try to suck it, no pause, and it just doesn't work. And I was just really frustrated. So I want to get this machine back up and running, because this machine was really my secondary machine. Like, I would use this side by side with my laptop, my Gateway LT 2016U netbook. Yeah, that thing's like 8 years old now, and I still use it as my main computer with XP. Yeah, screw everybody who doesn't like XP. But yeah, this was like my second in command. You know, my good old reliable. Well, not really, but like kind of. It was doing work for ever since I put in this power supply, which I got from the Total Mac, the one that buzzes. You know, it never gave me any problems after 4 years. And, I mean, I was treating it better than those because, you know, I never leave it plugged in. I did maybe, like, for 1 week, but, you know, other than that, I never left it plugged in for 4 years when I'm not using it. And it just kept on working. So it outlasted the damn capacitors in this. But if you guys can somehow help me out, try to figure out how to get the stuck leads, stuck half of the leads out of there. My friend is trying to get me another tip for this soldering iron because I think the tip might be a little dull. You know, try to see if I can melt that and then, you know, pull it out with the pliers again. I just want to get this thing back up and running because I had a lot of audio recording files on here from for my bus footage stuff, and it was a good backup machine. I do all my downloads on here. I don't download anything on XP just because, like, I did have a virus back in 2014 when the whole shutdown thing happened. But, you know, we did safe mode, got all my stuff off of there, and then, you know, reinstalled a fresh clean one, and it's been working great ever since. But, you know, ever since then, I've been extremely careful. I don't download much of anything on there. I did all my downloading on here. So, and, like, whenever I want to, like, test, like, a sketchy site or something, you know, like for games or vehicle identification numbers and other stuff, I always use this computer because, you know, this computer is so old that, like, the new Mac viruses just don't work. Like, MacKeeper won't even work on this. It's that old, you know, Tiger, PowerPC, G5. Like, it's not even an Intel Mac. So, thank goodness, because I probably wouldn't have even been able to get this open if it was an Intel one. But yeah, just if you guys can help me figure out how the hell to get those leads out, then I can probably proceed with the repair process of getting these good capacitors back in. And then I know you have to get that thermal paste, which I think my friend has already tried to put an order in for that Quicksilver whatever thermal paste to put back on the processor, which is kind of funny because the thermal paste on this one was still a little bit moist, but I think by now it's dried up. So, yeah, let me know if you guys have any suggestions. Just a quick video. Kind of unfortunate because, like I said, I was using this thing not every day, but pretty damn close to almost every day. So I really want to fix it. If not, then I might have to try to get like a Power Macintosh G5, but then that means they're going to have to set up a monitor, and I want to get a CRT. My mom doesn't like CRTs, so. And then, like I said, also, I've had this computer along with that one since I was 8 years old. These are original purchases. I remember when these were brand new in 2005, so. It's a little bit sentimental, but I don't like these capacitors. Like, they don't like. They're 85 degrees Celsius capacitors. Or no, they're 105 degrees Celsius. But I think the cooling system in this thing is absolute trash because there's two fans up there, and they just blow, into this little thing, and that's it. So, like, how is the rest of the board, like, getting cooled off? I mean, I'm pretty sure they're, like, the fans that pull the heat and stuff towards it to get blown out of here, but it just doesn't do it well enough. So, and then, like, and also I have a lot of MAME arcade games on here. So when I'm playing games or watching YouTube videos or other stuff, it heats up and the fans be going crazy. So, yeah, it just, I don't know, it doesn't like heat, and these capacitors, these Rubicon, they kind of suck. So, like I said, we'll see what happens with this whole desoldering those two damn stuck leads. I mean, like, how the hell does half a lead get stuck? But it's because the joints, the solder joints, don't want to melt with this tip right here. Like I said, it could be dull. I don't know, but this is a really good soldering iron. I got it from school, so yeah, there you go. So I guess you can see my parts stuff: the CD drive, fan holding, fans, dead power supply. I have like another dead power supply somewhere. There it is. That piece of junk. Those had bad caps too. I'm just like, man, how does my iMac G3, hold on a second. Okay, like, how does my iMac G3 still work? This thing is like 18 years old. It doesn't even have fans. This thing still works like it's brand new. I mean, yeah, I know I haven't used it for 4 years, but I was using it like crazy for, I want to say, maybe a good 3 years after I got it. So, but yeah, like, how does this thing still work fine and then that thing just dies? And here's my netbook over here. So yeah, wish me luck. So thanks for watching.